Dude, Mirrors
There
is
was
so
the
fun.
smallest bit on the top of that cliff that you could stay in on. What's your problem?
Oh, I know what she had. I should have fucking known. I said
Red
you
Division?
fucking get it. No. She had the golden shield, which is self-resurrect.
Oh, okay.
Nice work. Nice work, boys. Nice work. That's two in a
Nicely
row.
done.
Do you know what I miss? Good gaming journalism. The kind that used to exist in the 90s, when gaming journalism was about just that, gaming. There was no need to self-identify. I'm referred to as they and them. It in bit. I am not a human, I'm a shrubbery. I hate Gundam because he makes fun of my diversity challenges. But for real, back when I was growing up, gaming journalism was about the games and nothing else. It wasn't about the journalist's identity. It wasn't about the journalist's politics. It wasn't about the journalist's fucking belief system. It was about the game. They gave you the information you needed to know about the game. That's what made all of those magazines that flooded the magazine racks worth checking out. You wanted to see the stuff about Mortal Kombat, Game Pro, Game Informer, etc. I'm just naming two that I can remember. There were so many. PlayStation Magazine, Nintendo Magazine, everything. It was just straight up fun. You know, everything you were interested in was right there for you to look at and enjoy. Now gaming journalism is virtue signaling, and it's atrocious. It sucks. I don't want to read a journalist's fucking views on the world. I want to know if a game is good. That's all I want from you. That is your job. Imagine if you went to Wendy's, right? You went to Wendy's. You ordered the chicken sandwich, and the motherfucker at the window had to tell you about gender politics and how they apply to your chicken sandwich.
Let's have a chat about transphobia, shall we?
Hell no, to the no, 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 hell to the no.
Yeah, thank you very much, ma'am. No, stop right there, sir. I do not identify as any gender. I am not he, she, I am they, them. I throw the sandwich in their fucking face. That's what I do, because legally I think I can get away with that. You remember the old days when you just shake someone up? You remember that? Someone would get in your face, piss you, and you just shake them up. What the hell's wrong with you? Not anymore, you can't do that. You can't shake someone up. You can't throw them over a car anymore. You can't do that. You can't just look at someone and say, shut the fuck up and get out of here. Like the old days. Granted, at times it was toxic, you know, when the Italians would sit there and go, look at that Moulignon. Get away from my Buick LeSabre. All right, that was a little caustic. But you know, point being, the good old days are over. Now I look at games journalism, and you just don't get anything about the game. You get all this virtue signaling. All of it. All right, this one from Kotaku. Let's face it. I'll touch on Kotaku's hard-hitting journalism about Overwatch porn later. I can only take so much cancer in my day. I have just subscribed to 2 bits of cancer. Sadly, it's surprising that there are 2 black women in Apex Legends. Why is this surprising? Why should we care? It's 2 black women. You know what the fuck acceptance is? This is what a lot of people don't get. This is what a lot of these modern gay kids don't get. The ones that sit there and go, oh, someone called me a faggot on the internet. I almost died. It was so horrible. Back in my day, when people called you a fag, they beat the shit out of you for it. I've got the broken rib cage to prove it. What people today don't understand that is acceptance is this, when no one gives a shit. You know, that's acceptance. That's what makes New York great. New York City, no one gives a shit. Do you want to walk down the street dressed like Gene Simmons from Kiss? We don't give a fuck. Don't care. You want to be a drag queen walking down the streets? You don't care. You want to make some money? Do it in Times Square, though. So this article has, surprising, there's 2 black women Apex Legends. While reading this, it's more about the fact that the author of this article, this journalist, is telling you about her experiences being black and there not being enough representation in games. You know what? I'm fucking Native American. The last time we had a cool character in a game was fucking Connor from Assassin's Creed 3. That was it. You don't see me bitching. You don't see me writing articles. there's not enough Native American representation in video games because I don't give a fuck. It's just a game. The whole point of it is to play. You know, for real. That's all. Why do we have to make it about all this virtue signaling? And it didn't, like yesterday, Clanky and Zill told me that like the big Hawaiian guy, Pacific Islander, God forbid I offend someone, is gay. And I'm sitting there like, all right. And then they sent me this thing that explains the character arc, and his fucking shit sounds like a Grindr profile. When Hakuna Matata and his boyfriend were riding their motorcycle that they stole from his father, and they crashed and fell down a mountain, and he learned his ability to protect people or some shit, and how something in the I swear to God, it sounded like a profile. It didn't make any sense. And the dude wearing the fucking rice picking hat, that probably sounds racist, but I don't know what the fuck to call that hat. You know, what the really Asian looking hat from the old days of China.
Welcome to the rice fields, motherfucker.
And he's like non-binary or something. Like, what's the point of this? Why do we need this information about these characters? It's a free-to-play game that centers around microtransactions. There really isn't any lore, and they'll be dead soon anyway. So what the fuck do I need to know about them? They'll be dead soon. For real. Loading up Apex Legends, for the first time I saw 2 black women as playable characters. It was a strange and arresting feeling to see them. I'm still trying to understand my feelings about it. If this is something that is like, it's a focal point of your day, I think you might need help. You might need something else to do in life. You might need, I don't know, some sort of direction. A hobby, maybe? It's real tiny. You can't see it. First, we got to get out our Zippo lighting fluid. Now, this is an important step, you see, because if you fuck it up, you may as well take the lighting fluid and pour it all over your body. Set yourself on fire because you don't deserve... Fucking dog! God, no! Oh! I gotta set myself on fire, Choochie. I gotta follow the rules of Gunpla. Even in games, when I create a character, I can't create someone with my skin tone. Usually don't have that piss yellow. Or as I like to call it, golden brown, baby. They don't usually have my hairstyle. The only guy in gaming right now who has a hairstyle I can rock is Geralt of Rivia. That's it. Like, fuck. I move on with my life. There's porn I could be jerking off to. I've got bigger fish to fry. I'm usually quite wary of falling into what my co-worker Riley MacLeod, I don't care what his name is, calls the diversity trap. Which is to say, giving a game a lot of credit simply for doing the bare minimum.
Wow, what a waste. The poor children.
Oh god, this is the bare minimum. You know, the funny thing is any normal gamer would look at Apex Legends, and the only problem me and my friends had with it is there weren't enough characters. We felt there weren't enough characters. That was our biggest gripe with the fucking game. We didn't care who the fuck was gay. We didn't care who the fuck was non-binary. We didn't care. We were just like, why aren't there more characters? It seems a little limiting. Give it to the game journalists who get paid to do this to go, there's only 2 black women. This is the bare minimum. Make the whole fucking game black then. Will somebody be happy then? No, they probably wouldn't be. Even if it was all black chicks, someone would still be pissed off. It's like when Overwatch put out Ash, remember that? You probably don't give a shit. You got a life if you usually check out my channel. Most people who watch my shit listen to me rant in the background and then almost lose their jobs over it. Remember when Ash from Overwatch came out and she looked like a cool character, the usual bullshit. I was like, oh great, another female character. It's like 4 guys. 2 of them are gay. And we're not too sure about the other 2. Whatever. Anyway, she comes out. She's a cute white girl who shoots shit. What a surprise. And then I saw like half the Overwatch community go, yas, because that's what the fuck they do now. The kids just go, yas. Whatever just happened to yes. You got to scream like you're a goat getting fucked in the ass. I'm sorry, I'm getting old. Then the other half of the Overwatch community was mad because Ash was white and not black. There you go. You can't make everybody happy.
And now, Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy.
What's sad is people and journalists are more upset with the way characters look and identification and representation in games, rather than worrying about the fact that the gaming industry is working on loot boxes and predatory styles of gambling to try and sustain an unsustainable business model chasing the ever-looming monster of greater and greater profits. Nobody cares about that. We need more diversity in the games. What about the companies ripping us off? Oh, don't worry about that. I need to be a non-binary, non-cisgendered, female to male Gorgonzola. I'll pay any price.
Deep thoughts.
I mean, even when I talk to Till, he's my gay friend. What a surprise. Gundam is a gay friend. I thought he was homophobic. I'm talking to Till, and I'm like, what do you think, Till? Till's like, I don't care. It's fucking stupid. Isn't Symmetra kind of black? What about Farah? And I'm like, no, Farah's like Egyptian, and Symmetra's like Indian, Hindu or something. Technically, they're brown, but they're not black enough. All right? They need to look like Nicki Minaj or something, and then everybody will be fine with the fucking world. I don't know. Point being, these sort of people are just never happy. And that's why games suck now. Because game developers are sitting there worrying about making motherfuckers who don't really care that much happy. It just makes no sense. I never thought I'd see the day when gaming would require a non-binary character to identify people who feel like they don't identify as either gender. You don't identify as either gender, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Last time I checked, koalas were either male or female. There was no in-between koala. Gundam, you're derailing. I see that non-binary shit on like my Tinder. I swipe left so fast I damn near uninstall the app. I know that most companies are in the business of making money while having diversity casts may meet some altruistic goals. It also could end up the appeal of the media product to more people who would spend money on it. Apex Legends, the new Battle Royale game from the developer studio Respawn, is a free-to-play game. It does have loot boxes, real money, blah, 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 blah. Because of that, you can understand why someone might be cynical about the game's visible diversity. So because the game has microtransactions and loot boxes, people are cynical about the game's diversity. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, am I right? Respawn puts out a game with a gay guy, 2 black women, non-binary Indian man. I don't know what the fuck you call Bloodhound. I don't know what the fuck he is. He got a Russian accent, but he's dressed like a Japanese assassin with crows and shit, whatever. They do all this and people are still like, oh, we're cynical that they're just doing it to appease us. Of course they're doing it just to appease you. Fuck. No shit, Sherlock. You think if things were like it was in the 90s again, these characters would even exist? The answer is no. Because they knew who the fuck bought games. Young boys. Gaming is still driven heavily by males, let's face it. And a handful of females. You want proof of this shit? Go on Twitch. How many dudes do you actually see playing video games on Twitch versus how many hot chicks you see on the just chatting section? That's all the fucking research you need. The only time women give a fuck about gaming is if they can have money put in their pocket for breathing oxygen.
Hi, Reversal. Red Dead Redemption 2. What is that?
Still, the game has a diverse cast. You can tell from the first glance, there's a character who is a Pacific Islander, multiple women, men of varying races and body shapes, and an achievement. Let's be real here. People out of shape ain't doing shit. I see my mother on a regular basis. You know what my mother does? She lays in bed and watches shit. Sometimes she gets up to sit down. Just saying, you don't need people of varying sizes. I have a lot of overweight family members. They don't do much of fuck. Let's cut this shit here. You don't need it in gaming. It's not realistic. How many fat people you see in the Olympics? Like Overwatch, the stated backstories of these characters don't matter much when you're actually in the fray. Exactly. When you're playing the game, you're not sitting there thinking about, I wonder what my gay character's boyfriend is doing. You don't have these thoughts. When you're in the game, you're thinking, God, please don't make me look like an idiot in front of my friends. Please, Lord, let the next foe I face be more retarded than me, Jesus. I take a knee and I start praying to God. I'm just going to power through this article because this has been on too long. The author then talks about how people are forced to use these characters, and Bangalore is one of the most popular characters because of her orbital strike. This, I guess, makes her happy to see the character all over the place. Me personally, I just don't give a shit until like Bangalore is dropping rockets on me. I'm like, that bitch. Just seeing those characters. Wait, hold on. Why do we need Bloodhound to be non-binary? There's a robot. Isn't the robot non-binary? If there's a robot in a video game you could play as it, shouldn't that classify as the non-binary character, since robots don't have gender? Fuck you, Gundam. Fuck you and Logic. Just seeing those characters and knowing those small lore details about them does actually make a difference to me. Makes no difference to anyone else, though, most likely. It makes me want to explore more of the game and its systems, spend more time in the world, and figure out how to be even better at it. If you need the characters to be relatable, for you as a journalist to give a shit enough to delve deeper into a game to give a review about it or an opinion, that's not a good thing. You're supposed to be impartial, non-biased. As a journalist, I would think you are supposed to be the medium of truth, that sort of paragon of human virtue. You're supposed to look at things from an objective standpoint when it comes to the game itself, not be swayed because, oh, well, now that there are characters that I identify with, I'm more likely to be interested in it. What the fuck is that? Fuck that. Like, if that's your thought process, you probably shouldn't be in games journalism. But then again, Kotaku is garbage. Kotaku is amazingly garbage, and I should thank them for existing. Because of sites like Kotaku, I have a voice in gaming, which is odd, because I never thought that'd be a thing. Just being an average guy into games literally makes you more qualified for games journalism than people who went to school for journalism. Probably because I didn't take gender studies or some shit, and I have no ulterior motive, no political affiliation. It reveals and then invalidates my innate fear of playing competitive games. I was made fun of so much as a kid and a teenager for looking the way I do, being mixed race. If you look at her, you would not be able to tell she was mixed race. You just think she was a black chick. So she'd probably be one of those people you meet and they have to tell you they're mixed race because they do, those annoying ass people. Well, I'm half Irish and a quarter Polish, and I'm also like 10% Japanese and 3% chicken. That sort of shit. And you're on a date with a broad and you're just thinking like, what happened to me? Why am I still here, Lord? Am I here to suffer? You just start quoting fucking Kaz from Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. So basically, once again, this becomes about her. It's not about the game. It's about her and her feelings. It's an article that she had to write to share her feelings about the game. Nothing really about how good the game is or how well it plays. Nothing useful to you. It's about her. Why even do game journalism? Why not just get a blog post and tell people about your fucking day? Seeing characters that look like me, not just one, but two, that's a stretch saying they look like you, to be honest. They're just black. You don't look anything like these two girls. All right, the little cute fucking medic chick who's Jamaican. She's probably fit as a fiddle. Look, she looks more like fucking Rihanna, the chick in the game. You just look like an average broad. Why do people, these journalists today, I'm going to move on because this is going to sound hateful. I'm just saying. All right, they don't make any game characters that look like me, an emaciated Indian. Well, I'm waiting for the day, though. When they make a game with an Indian who looks like he's dying of heroin, then I'll go, they finally made me, son. Seeing characters that look like me, not just one, but two, being played and embraced by the community makes me feel like I won't be made fun of for my core identity. What are you, in high school? Like, for real. Who the fuck didn't get made fun of when they were growing up? Only beautiful people didn't get made fun of when they were growing up. I'm glad you have to make this article about your harrowing experience in high school. Be glad people just made fun of you. People made fun of me while beating my ass viciously. Then they robbed me and buried me under the snow. Then I was beaten once, dunked in a toilet, and you don't ever want your hair flushed down a toilet when it's long. It fucking sucks. I'm letting you know right now. Meanwhile, someone just said she was black and whatever. I don't even know what the fuck they said to her, but it must have been horrible because it's affected her even to this day as a game fucking journalist. Let's move on. I'm going to lose myself in this. I apologize. Being played and embraced by the community makes me feel like I won't be made fun of for my core identity. Like anyone knows what your identity is while playing this fucking game. I might just get made fun of for not being good at the game, and that's something I can change with practice. You can change your physical appearance too, It's crazy. It's called exercise. It can be done. You can have a beautiful body. If your face ain't that great either, you can always get plastic surgery. If you wear glasses, there's contacts. There's ways around the limitations of everything. It's just your level of commitment. I used to be fit as fuck. Now I'm a little puffy by my fucking account. 20% body fat is fat by my account. Nothing personal to anyone else, but for me, I feel like a pig at this size. I need to be slim and sexy for my imaginary girlfriend that doesn't exist. I'm letting you know now, Sean Cuckery, I'm stealing your name. That's gonna be my Tinder profile name. Unfortunately, this video's too long. Shit. I was planning on this being like 10 minutes, 20 tops. Then I could work in this other story about Resident Evil by Waypoint. And the article was, I wish Resident Evil 2 would let me be a more compassionate hero. That's exactly what you need to do. You need to be more compassionate while there's some motherfucking freaks out there eating people's dicks off and shit. Let me understand why you are nibbling his dick off. Oh, please, let me connect with you. Fuck this. And since this video is too long, I'm just not doing it. I apologize. I'm sure there's like 2 guys out there like, fuck, why won't he make the video 30 minutes? And there's probably like everyone else is sitting there saying, God, this asshole made another video over 10 minutes. Fuck him. You know my whole spiel. You don't have to rate, comment, subscribe. But if you so choose to, remember to share me. Because that way, it fucks over the YouTube system. They want to suppress me because I got a potty mouth and I suffer from wrong think. And I say things that are just true and honest in a world where everybody's fake as shit. You know, you want to know the real deal? Markiplier is probably a big-ass bastard. You're sitting there at an ex-girlfriend saying to me, oh, Markiplier, he's got such a sexy voice and he's hot and he's so cool. I'm like, bitch, you are talking to me right now. Markiplier shouldn't even be in the conversation. Markiplier would not take a call from you. I'm taking your call. You should be telling me how amazing I am. I can further your internet career. Markiplier doesn't know you fucking exist. Get your priorities straight. It's like a hot chick coming up to me and going, I'd love to go out with you. And me saying, nah, bitch, I'm sorry. I'm saving myself for Heidi Klum. She doesn't know I exist, but she's the ish. I'm off point again. All right, I'm out of here for real. Gundam is full of anger and rage.